We start a brand new week, it's a brand new year, and it's a brand new month. And it's going to be perhaps a crucial week, and it clearly could be called as the make or break week, at least for a lot of markets. Why? Because this week, hopefully by tomorrow same time, we will get clarity, we will get an indication, and we will get the full process in which the new tariff regime would be taking place. So it's official. US President Donald Trump, maybe tomorrow night, Wednesday, you will see the tariff details, everything in terms of the implementation and retaliation would be at play. So while we were away and Monday was a holiday, global markets have been, I wouldn't say shaky, but they've hit a pause button for sure. Friday selling and Monday night volatility is a clear indication that not only in India but globally also everybody is simply talking about tariff, what it means, how that will impact the near-term market direction, and how things in a sense could really materialize in terms of individual sectors and companies.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, happy new financial year to all of our viewers, and hopefully it's going to be a stable one, though it seems like in the new tariff regime, it's going to be a little bit of a volatile ride, at least for the first half of the fiscal. But that said, I think the bigger question is, given that India has already been through that churn, we've already seen a steep fall from those, last year tops or financial year tops. And from there, again, the rebound is very much steady and at place. The FIIs are now coming back to our market. So is the worst behind us, A? And B, whether in this extremely turbulent and, volatile global environment, will India outperform?
So Aisha, we've done rather well for ourselves in the month of March, and especially if you just look back and recall the month of March, from an oversold market to a bout of short covering to the grand comeback by foreign institutional investors. The month of March, at least the last 2 weeks, have been far more rewarding than anybody actually anticipated. So where do we stand today? It is important not to talk about yesterday, but talk about today and tomorrow. I think markets are no longer oversold, and I'm talking about India here. Markets are no longer oversold. The bout of short covering which was at play, which Aisha could be a function of F&O expiry, year-end compulsion, that was very unique to a market, and that may not really happen. So for markets to go higher now, short covering may not do the trick, because bulk of the short covering is over. What we saw on Friday was just a smidge, which means fresh buying has to start. And for fresh buying to start, either we have to come on the right side of the tariff, whole tariff picture tomorrow, or we will have to have a strong bout of earnings, or Reserve Bank of India will have to oblige with something very special. So I think there are triggers, there is news, and there are events which really would be at play. Barring that push which could come from triggers, news or events, to make a case that the short covering rally will take markets higher and we will continue our upward march like we've done in the last 2 weeks, I think would be a stretch of imagination. So if March was all about flows, come back by FIs, and also about short covering, the month of April will be about news, earnings, tariff, and long positioning. The market, for markets to go higher now, and let's look at that data. What is the data? Nifty dekhte. 23,800. You failed to go past that level. If you would have gone past that level, then we would have been discussing different levels today. The fact that on Friday itself, when the chances were bright for markets to go higher above 23,800, we failed, which means the lower end would be tested. Or for markets to go higher now, it cannot be short covering. So let's hope we come on the right side of tariff tomorrow. Earnings are okay, and Reserve Bank of India obliges with the rate cut. If sequence of these three events comes in, then we could be in for a decent April.
Yeah, absolutely. Given that last week we have gone a little bit tempered and we're going in a little light, at least into the big event, that's the tariff announcement tomorrow. The Nifty, that managed to eke out gains, roughly about 1%, but it wasn't as great for the mid and the small cap indexes. In fact, the small cap at an index level fell about almost 0.5% or so. It was PSU banks once again, FMCG, IT was an interesting mix of leaders when it came to the gainers last week. And it was pharma, it was auto, realty, metals, energy. Most of these tariff-linked or global-linked sectors were the ones which did take a knock. So yeah, in terms of our positioning, at least going by last week, we're going a little light into the event.
Yeah, so see, Aisha, it's not about, you have to understand the positioning of the market. The market went up because of short covering. Fresh buying was very little at play. Fresh buying comes in when you say, okay, what is short? Why do you go short? You expect markets to go down. Why do you cover short positions? Because you don't expect markets to fall further. Why do you go long? Because you expect markets to go higher. There's a difference. You go short because you expect markets to go lower. You cover short because you don't expect markets will fall further. And for fresh buying to come in, you would fresh buying happens when you expect markets to go higher. When will markets go higher? In this situation, because short covering is over, is it has to be something new. So maybe tariff, the bitter pill is not that strong. I mean, we are talking about it. What comes out tomorrow may not be that strong. It may just be retaliation. The world does not change. The things don't change on the margin materially. Then you would say it has to be earnings, where expectations are limited. We could be in for a surprise in individual pockets. And third could be Reserve Bank of India not only obliges with the rate cut, they continue to maintain a very dovish kind of an bias where they say that we will do whatever it takes to ensure the liquidity is back in the system. If these three factors are at play, we certainly could be in for a good April. Barring that, to make a case that, oh, you are up 1500 points from the recent low, you'll add another 1500 in the month of April. Looks stretched right now. We could change our view. I mean, tomorrow, same time, we could be discussing a very different kind of a market in the short term. Who knows? But as of now, to make a case that you are in for another 5% April looks difficult.
Yeah, looks a bit of.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.